Or you can shoot your address to a quick text. Or we can get a room and have good sex. Hi, you just caught my eye. I can feel your vibe. Make me feel alive. You just caught my eye. I can feel your vibe. Make me feel alive. I pop one pill, now I'm all in it. I drunk 2 drinks, now I'm starting to feel it. I drunk 3 shots, might as well finish. I got 4 phone numbers, I ain't winning. I pop 1 pill, now I'm all in it. Check. I drunk 2 drinks, now I'm starting to feel it. I drunk 3 shots, might as well finish. I got 4 phone numbers, I ain't winning. Check. We are in the building. Check. We in the building. The Real Talk Podcast. The new year is upon us, and we are ready to go. Fly Guy, I see you looking good with the Phi Beta Sigma. Too cold.
And you know it, brother. What's going on, man? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy, healthy, blessed New Year. Real Talk. Happy, healthy, blessed New Year to all of Real Talk Nation. We appreciate you. We appreciate you keeping up with us in 2025, and we appreciate you soaring into 2026 with us. Simbo, has it been crisp? So far, has everything been crisp and precision?
It is. And as you can see, everybody, we have a new setup. You see, we got the beautiful Chicago behind us. Turn up the lights in here, baby. We got,
he always got to try to sing. You are not Teddy Pendergrass.
I didn't do Teddy Pendergrass this time.
Turn off the lights. Wasn't that Teddy Pendergrass?
I said, turn up the lights
in
here, baby.
You trying to do a replica of Teddy Pendergrass.
Turn off the lights. Something's wrong. I hold my head.
Is that the audition for your Soul Train Award?
No.
BET's best, right here at Intellectual Radio, feeding our brains.
That's right. We got to keep them guessing. So what's going on, man?
Everything is everything. So Simbo, talk to us and tell us, what do you hope to accomplish in 2026? And we want to hear from you all. Call us at 708-223-8953. Your favorite guy, the Fly Guy. 708-223-8953. Holler at me and Simbo. We would love to hear what you hope to accomplish in 2026. But for here and now, in real time, right now on Real Talk, we're going to hear from Simbo.
Well, first of all, I'm going to correct my brother. It's not what I hope to accomplish. It's what I will accomplish this year.
Oh, come on, motivational speaker. There's the life coach in him.
Life. We talking about what we going to do.
I know how to pull a trigger.
What we are going to do. We are going to have a successful #1 podcast. We are going to have a successful TV series. We are going to have a successful book. We are going to have a successful foundation and Mindful Roots business. We are going to soar and get the things done that we need to, not only to help us, but first to help the people. See, because what you make happen for another man, God makes happen for you. I talked about that today, about how God doesn't want us to be, he doesn't want us to be perfect. He just wants us to be faithful. So what I'm saying is, and everybody, you don't have to get real religious and all of that. You can throw religion out of it and just think about what faith is. It's the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. What is it that you hoped for when you were younger and you asked your parents for, or your kids asked you for, and they say, I can't get it right now, Fly Guy, but when I get that second check, you gonna get that diamond necklace. Because I wanted a bike, he wanted a diamond necklace, and that's all you had to hear. And what am I saying? That when you have faith and you just go after it with everything in you, the things will manifest. So whatever milestone that you want to reach, whatever thing that you want to make happen, if you want to get a movie done, ain't that right, Earl? You just got to start doing it. Exactly. Don't wait. I
believe in that.
Just start doing it.
I believe in the prosperity of the promises. I believe in reaching the full potential in your life. I believe in speaking those things that are not yet as if they were, so that they shall become. I believe in all of what Simeon has stated. I believe that we will have a successful foundation year. We are going to award some amazing young, gifted, academically scholastic achievers with the
Mm-hmm.
Be Symbolic Foundation Scholarship this year. The golf outing is going to bring in major revenue. We're going to have some big sponsorships. We're going to get a lot of seasoned things
Yes. Yes.
done as the veterans that we are. We've been in this game and we've been changing the narrative and changing the game, changing the face of the narratives that the world has painted about Black men in our communities and our flourish. All of that looks very different when it comes to my brother Simeon and I, and we're going to continue to do those things. And so those are a few things that we're going to accomplish. I say to everyone out there in Real Talk Nation that you set goals that are realistic, really attainable. Set goals that keep you focused. If you've been talking about starting a business, get that business plan
Mm-hmm.
written right now.
Yeah.
Start the business. Don't be afraid. Go get that small business loan.
And if you don't know how to write a business plan, Google it. Go online. Chat GPT, whatever you have to do. It's just time to step into the new. Like I'm digging this new setup. It's something different. We've been doing the same thing. It's something different. I feel like I'm on set in the studio.
We on top of the world, baby.
Yeah, actually, literally.
And this is what it looks like. And you've just given a description of what it feels like.
Yes,
So
yes.
we are excited as we are embarking upon the first month in the new year. It's J month, and we know that the month of January is the month that most of the Divine Nine organizations were founded.
Mhm.
The Divine Nine organizations, for anyone that does not know, are the Black Greek letter fraternity and sorority organizations. Most of them were founded in the month of January on the campus of Howard University. Big ups to the men of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated and the women of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Phi Beta Sigma was founded on January 9th, 1914 on the campus of Howard University. And Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated was founded January 16th, 1920 on the campus of Howard University. And so we are excited as all of the other D9s that were founded. Big ups to the men of Kappa Alpha Psi who
Yeah.
celebrated their Founders Day on yesterday. And so we're all 100 plus years old, the majority of us. There's one that was founded a little later, but nonetheless, the majority of us are founded over 100 years ago, and we're still doing promising things. We're still active in our communities. We're still promoting education. We're
Mhm.
still granting scholarships. We're still taking the next generation and making that the lifeline of our organizations. We're still dominant forces in our communities,
Yes. And
making a difference,
yeah.
saving lives and rescuing lives. So
And
I just want to spend a few minutes on that, Simeon,
yeah.
because I think our our audience as well as the larger society needs to understand there's more to fraternities and sororities than stepping,
Yes.
than
Yes.
pledging, than rituals and
Yes.
things like
And,
that.
and let me say this because we have a plethora of listeners. We have all types of people. So I want to make sure I give a shout out to the alphas, the kappas, the Q dogs, the sigmas, the zetas, the AKAs, the deltas, the sigma gamma rho's. I just want to make sure I give everybody a shout out.
And iota
And
phi theta.
I'm about to. And the iotas, I want to give everybody a shout out because we appreciate you guys for tuning in, listening, and supporting Intellectual Radio, the Real Talk podcast. We don't take it lightly, although we are members of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. These are Black Greek organizations, Black excellent organizations, and we support each other on every level. So that's just what it is. We have stepping competitions and things like that. But when it's all said and done, we are all in this together. So appreciate you guys so much.
And
And my brothers at ABO and IA, Iota Alpha. I gotta give a shout because I'm with two chapters. So I'm with IA and I'm with ABO. So I got to give a shout out to the brothers. And I pledge by myself.
I know. I know. My ship made you. I
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
I know. So I just wanted to highlight some impactful things that the organizations are doing
Mhm.
in our community. So we know that the men of Phi Beta Sigma are big, which is what the majority of the organizations do, with supporting the March of Dimes. The March of Dimes is about premature birth, as we know, and we raise hundreds thousands of dollars for the March of Dimes.
Yes.
Many of our organizations raise big money for St. Jude's for cancer research.
Mhm.
In addition, Zeta Phi Beta does a prenatal care program on called Stork's Nest.
Mhm.
And Stork Nest is under, I believe, their Z Hope initiative, which is about Zetas helping other people excel. And they're giving prenatal care to women that are carrying babies and need to get prenatal care for the baby before the baby is born. The
Right.
mother has to be checked out. The mother has to make sure that she takes vitamins and that she's eating right, and that she's healthy, and she's keeping her body healthy for a healthy baby and a healthy delivery. And so there are a number of things that we are all doing. I want to make sure that we spend a moment as we celebrate
Mhm.
our foundings this month to talk about the enrichment that we offer. Phi Beta Sigma has a youth affiliate program, the Sigma Beta Club, which was
Yes.
launched in 1950. And that program has been responsible and instrumental in saving the lives of millions, hundreds of young boys in metropolitan cities, in predominantly underserved communities. Every young man that has the opportunity to be a part of the program is not necessarily from an underserved community, but most young people are from underserved
Right.
communities where they're looking for opportunities. They need mentors, they need positive models. And so that is where the men of Sigma align. So it's very important that we understand and talk about the principles of brotherhood, scholarship, and service.
That was
Service to humanity is
Yeah.
important.
That was one of the I remember it's been some years now. One of the events that you hired me for was for
Yes.
the Sigma Beta event, and it was really cool. I still have the speech I did for the kids, and just watching those young men as and hearing their stories was
Yes.
super dope, because some of them come from homes where the father wasn't there or they lost their
Yes.
dad. And
Yes.
so now you have these mothers raising these young men, and you need a man to help raise a young man.
You
It's just
do.
the way it is. Mothers do a great job. My mother did a great job with three boys, but my uncles and other people, and my godfather, one of my godfathers, who actually who is a Sigma, was a great influence in my life. So having these men that can come in and lead these young men and be a springboard for them and a sounding board for them is something that's so instrumental to making sure they become who they're supposed to become. And it's so tripped out. I had no idea that the Sigma Betas were founded in 1950, same year you
Yes.
were born.
Yeah. See, now he got jokes. Now he has jokes. But that is a little spill off, and I'll do some touch and go. I know the women of Alpha Kappa Alpha once had an Ascend program for girls where they were mentoring young ladies. The Zetas has an Arcanet program. The Sigma Gamma Rhos have a Roars Club. I have been gratefully asked to be the recurring host for Sigma Gamma Rhos Romania. That's a national initiative of the
Yes,
organization.
yes,
The Women of Delta Sigma Theta sorority has an Embody program. A few years ago, I had the pleasure of being on a panel for that and having Sigma Betas
yes.
participate in that, showing where men have a presence in our
Mhm.
community as leaders, etc. And so there are some phenomenal things going on. And so I
And
just
shout
wanted
out to the sisters for doing that, for bringing,
oh
because
yeah.
you have, and it's so instrumental that when the women do these events that's catered towards women and young girls, that they bring in a few distinguished gentlemen to be a part of it or speak and because it's awesome to see how these young ladies react to seeing the father figures in their lives and the men. So it's really cool to have that.
It is awesome. And last but certainly not least, big ups to the women of Xi Nu Omega of Xi Nu Omega chapter of
Chapter.
Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the Monarch Foundation. I am a Monarch Man. November 2024, I was nominated and became a Monarch Man. A Monarch Man is a very prestigious honor. Standing on the
Yes, it
heels of
is.
President Barack Obama,
Yes.
Harry Lennox,
Yes.
Harry Porterfield,
Yes.
just so many men Oscar Brown Jr. These are great men, and I have the pleasure and the honor of being a distinguished honor of being a Monarch man. So thank you to the
Yeah.
Xi Nu Omega chapter and
Those
the
are
Monarch
yes.
Foundation of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority
Those are
Incorporated.
the type of accolades that I love because it's showing it's their selfless acts because you're being honored for the work you do for other people. And and I think this past year, uh Fly Guy and myself, we were honored by the hall the
The National
National
Black
Black
Radio Hall
Radio
of
Hall of
Fame.
Fame. And I was
Yes.
thinking about that, Earl. I found my shirt the other day, and I thought about it, Fly Guy. I said, this is like, how sometimes you get awards and you might take it for granted or might think, oh, it's just this, whatever. Anytime people think that much of you to give you an award, that's a special thing.
It
That means
is.
you've done something, you've made a difference, you've made some noise. People are taking note of your philanthropy work and the work you're doing in the community. So I think that's super dope. And I
It
want to thank Earl
is.
for giving us this platform. I found a video that I did. I think remember way back when you had the studio, I think in your apartment upstairs, and you told it was I forget the lady name, but I was on her show. And that was after that when Earl was like, you need to do your own show. But I had that, and this was way back when he didn't have this. He was doing it out of his crib,
We evolve.
which shows you no, but which shows you like you're talking about when you have idea, when you have a passion.
Yes.
Stop waiting because
Yes.
a lot of people say, "Oh, I ain't gonna do it till I get the big studio. I do this." That. But do it where you at. Get what you need and start and watch it build and watch it grow and watch it manifest. And remember, every victory counts, no matter how big or no matter how small. Every victory counts.
Need a strategic plan for a successful execution.
Yes.
Simbo, the journey to 250 has begun.
Uh-oh.
Now, July 4th, 2026, the United States will commemorate and celebrate our 250th anniversary. 250 years old. How much is different and how much is still the same?
Is that a trick question?
It's not.
Well,
250
you-
years we
well,
gonna commemorate.
Well, let's go here. We know a lot of things have changed, but
Can you name two?
a lot of things are still
Can
the
you
same.
name two? We can sit
Let's
on the
see.
front of the bus and what else?
We can vote.
Okay, that's two.
We can sit
And
on,
one is on the verge of being
Being-
rewound.
right.
One is on the verge of
And
rewind.
nobody gonna be voting in a minute. But the thing is, it's so tripped out, Fly Guy, that we're in 2026, 250 years later, and we are still dealing with some of the same. I got pulled over today by a cop, a racist cop. I didn't. Now
What
I'm thinking,
happened?
I'm trying to figure out what I did. He said, oh well, the reason I pulled you over is because you had your phone in your hand. I'm like, really? Because I had my phone in my hand. All this stuff going on, people running lights, people doing all this stuff. You gonna stop me? But I was going through a white neighborhood. I was
Okay.
a black guy in a black truck with a black hat on,
And you decided
with
to
a
pick
black
up
girl
your
sitting next to
phone.
me. And yeah, and actually I was doing it because I was trying to get directions. But the tripped out part is I thought he was gonna give me a ticket, but he wanted to run my license to see if I had any warrants or anything like that. And I'm like,
Profile.
man, profile at its finest.
Wow, dude. So that's one of the things that's still the
It's
same.
still the same.
Because when we look at our history, a lot of people refer to this country as the yet to be United States of America, because for everything that's gone on in this country, it's not shown where there was acceptance of all people. We still don't see acceptance of all people. We see a lot of classism. You're either rich or you poor at this point. There's really no more middle class. The wealthy helps the wealthy, and the poor continues to be the least and the left out, the oppressed. So when we look at the civil rights era, is a Dr. King speech still relevant from 1966 and 2026?
Let me put it to you like this. We had to fight to get Dr. King's birthday a national holiday, right?
Exactly.
For how long? And all of the stuff he did, all of the the prizes he won, the things he did, the change he made. And then you get someone I'm not going to even go there. But all of the things that he fought for and he stood for, and it was still hard to get him recognized because he's a black man.
Exactly.
It was hard, and think
And
about
Jim
all the
Crow
things.
was the law against black
Yes,
people.
yes, and there's I can go on a tangent about this, but I'm not. I'm gonna just keep it right there because people can
Well, you
fill
can
in the
go on the
blanks.
tangent because we're talking about
Yeah,
our journey to 250.
yeah.
So a lot of people are going to, when it comes time for the July 4th celebration in 2026, you're going to hear a lot of this. We're ahead of the game.
Yeah, we are.
So
What
we're
about what you think
talking
they're gonna do
about,
about Juneteenth? How you think they're gonna?
well, that's what I was going to pivot to.
Uh-huh.
I believe the African American culture will omit participating. Many of us, I can't say everybody will, but many of us will omit participating in activities and things that journey to 250
Mm,
and just support Juneteenth. Because I've heard a lot of African Americans say they no longer celebrate the 4th of July. They only celebrate
I've
Juneteenth.
I've heard that too, but I know a lot of African Americans that love for the 4th of July to come around and pop them fireworks, brother. Shoot off that gun, pop them fireworks, make them burgers and that ribs and all of that. That tradition,
Well,
that tradition is strong.
I see people grilling. I see people grilling in communities. I see people exploring fireworks and things
Just
like
like
that
Black Friday when you're not
outside of
supposed
the
to
4th
shop.
of July. I see people doing that even though it's not the 4th of July. So I don't know that the
No, but
4th
they
of
get busy on,
July
but we get
is the
busy on the 4th of July.
reason
But
behind
but
them
you know we
doing it.
get busy on the 4th of July, Fly Guy.
So,
You
okay,
know it.
so
You
if that's their excuse, I don't know that I'm gonna consider that they're celebrating.
Hey Earl,
They're celebrating the holiday because they are overly engaged in
yeah, but
fireworks.
you know what we need to do? Really, if you really want it to take place and want it to mean something, you have to keep talking about it because people will talk about it and they'll be like, "Yeah, we're gonna do it. We'll get." And I guarantee you, they'll get to that day and forget.
Exactly.
They'll forget. And
Exactly.
I've been guilty of this. Like when they say, "Oh, only shop black on Black Friday" and all of that, and then you say that, and then Black Friday get there, and you see a deal, and you run to the store to get that thing you
Exactly.
want that deal off.
Exactly. No, you're right. You're right on. But America's 250th anniversary is supposed to be about more than reflecting on the past. It's supposed to be about honoring the contributions of individuals,
Yes.
maybe those that built the White House, because slaves built the White
Oh,
House.
definitely.
So
Come
let's
on.
talk about those
Slaves
contributions.
built the White House, cooked in the White
Oh,
House,
exactly.
took care of the white
But
kids.
that part, but we have to talk about that. See, we don't want to talk about that. That's why we don't want Black history taught in our HBCUs. That's why we don't want African American history taught in our
Thomas
schools.
Jefferson, did he have a lot of black kids?
Oh, definitely. You know who Sally Hemingway is?
Hey,
So he definitely had a lot of black
exactly.
kids.
That's but see,
So,
but the thing is, they want to do all of that stuff, but they don't want to let us
well,
see.
because they don't want the transparency to be discussed about what they did that's not so complimenting. You see, we want to pull the wool over people's eyes and we want to make people believe that everything is hunky-dory, warm and fuzzy. We all live together in the house with the white picket fence.
But I'm sorry,
That's
Thomas.
not how we are
Thomas,
living.
when I see that little light skinned, sandy haired, nappy haired boy, I know he ain't all black.
So as we're journeying to 250, I just want to make sure that if we're talking about the contributions of individuals who helped build and shape this country, we have to talk about the contributions of everyone, because there are a ton of African Americans who made major contributions to this country.
You can go all the way, man, to fighting in the war, the Tuskegee Airmen. I mean, you could just go on and on and on about the impact that African Americans have made on this country, and how we help build. They built this country off our shoulders.
Exactly.
Like literally we were the ones in the fields. We were the ones, the shoesmiths. We were the one, the carpenters building and mining. We were the ones doing all of this because
so the road to 250 is because of It's
Us.
not despite in spite of.
Yeah.
It's because of.
Yes.
And that's what we have to remind the people.
Yeah.
That's what we have to remind the world of.
And if
That's
you
our
don't,
responsibility because
yeah.
we have a platform.
If you don't remember who you are kings and queens. You are owners. You are builders. You are pillars of the community, and you are the ones that help bring this to fruition. So you have to understand and walk in who you are. And when you talk about walking in who you are, let's get away from the foolishness and the nonsense, and let's walk in our purpose, our destiny, and who we really are. And I think that's one of the things that if we can really start, if we can get the people that have that voice, the people that have the visibility, and the people that have the influence, if we could get them to just tune in a little more to like what we're doing, and what's going on here, intellectual radio, and people like-minded people are doing, I think it'll make a little big more of a dent.
And it will, because we are the legacies of our ancestors who made the majority of these contributions. And
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm looking forward to seeing just how
Thanks
this
for bringing it up, Fly Guy. I'm
unfolds.
I'm glad you brought that up because these are the things that we have to make sure we continue to mention and we continue to talk about, because someone is hearing this and somebody's going to hear this and they're going to be like, aha, or oh yeah, we need to, So these are the things these are the conversations that we need to have in order to change the narrative.
Exactly. And the conversation has to be beyond the 28 days in February. So,
Sometimes 27 if it's a leap year.
Simbo, it's time for Real Talk, the person to person segment. Now, this is the
Man, time
time
is going by.
where we go into a situation where someone writes into us and lets us know what's going on in their world and how we might be able to tap into that as resources. If you have a situation that you would like the Real Talk podcast to join you in and support, you can give us a write at Simeon Henderson, number 9 at gmail.com. Hit us up, write to us at Simeon Henderson, the number 9 at gmail.com. We would love to intervene and get your letter on the air. Here
Fly
is
Guy,
tonight's
let's do
letter.
something different. Let's tag team this letter.
Okay, I'll start it.
Exactly, and I'm gonna see. We're gonna see what kind of chemistry me and Fly Guy got tonight, Earl. We're gonna see what kind of chemistry we got. Go ahead, Fly Guy.
Greetings, Real Talk. Happy and healthy New Year, Fly Guy and Simeon Henderson. We have embarked upon the new year. I don't want to intentionally start it off being abrupt, but I'm going to have an uncomfortable conversation, which will lead to me forcing my son Raymond out of my home. He's not disrespectful. He's simply what I consider too old to still be living at home.
Now, I thought Raymond would leave on his own, guys, but that doesn't seem to be a set goal of his. I allowed him to live with me under the circumstances that he was saving his money and strategizing on finding himself a decent apartment or purchasing some property. I overheard him tell his buddy Fred he wasn't in a hurry to move out because he and his dad were living like kings in the palace.
I'm not going to have to remind my son who the real monarch king is in the palace. He seems to think is partially his. Raymond is now 30 years old. It's time for him to grow up and embrace his manhood and independence. He's no longer in his 20s. He wants to entertain his lady friends intimately in my home. He is not as discreet as he thinks he is. Let's just say the house is not soundproof.
Real talk, can you please offer me some advice on a delicate approach to my son Raymond? I don't want him to feel like he's being kicked to the curb. Sign, time to let go in order to grow. You know what? Let's get him. Let's get him right now. First of all,
you gonna jump on Raymond?
No, I'm gonna jump on his mama and him.
This is his dad. He said
the
this
dad
is his
saying-
dad.
He
Well,
said
his
the dad.
dad were living like kings in
No,
the palace.
right,
His father, he lives with his father.
Yeah, but and his mama.
I don't know if the mama there, but it sounds like
she gotta be there.
maybe she is. It just said, I'm just going by the sentence that said, I overheard him tell his buddy Fred he wasn't in a hurry to move out because he and his dad were living like kings in the palace.
Exactly.
So I thought he was living with his dad.
No,
maybe his mama is there.
No, she there. She's the one that wrote the letter. Look, he said he told his friend Fred that him and the dad are living like kings in the palace that she is the
Oh my
dang
God.
maitre d', the
Okay.
maid, the cook, and all of that. But here's my problem with this dude. You're 30 years old. Man, if you don't get your ass up out that house, first of all, how you let the man get to 30 staying in your crib?
Well,
That's one. Second of all, he in there knocking boots like he in his own crib. He ain't paying no bills. He in there knocking boots. Now, how you in there? You gotta at least be discreet. You gotta let your mama know what you're doing.
well,
Come on now.
I mean, sometimes when that happens, the discreet go out the window.
Come on, man. You gotta have
got
some,
good to
you
him.
gotta have some. You gotta have some couth about
It
yourself.
got good to him.
But
Raymond lost his place.
Raymond, you need to slow down, brother. Like real talk, Raymond. And first of all, let me talk to the mother real quick. This is why he's doing this, because you soft as baby food. It says, real talk, can you please offer me?
Snapping off on these people.
This is happening because she's letting it happen. Fly guy, you hear it. Look, she says, real talk, can you please offer me some advice on how or on a delicate approach to my son? So she want us to teach her how to be delicate about him being 30 years old, still living at home, not cleaning up, not doing nothing, and having loud sex in the house.
So,
Earl, how do you do that? Earl, I know you wouldn't approve of this. No way.
So, okay.
This is her fault. It's your fault, ma'am.
Okay. So, what it sounds like to me, I'm obviously not in this situation, but what it sounds like to me is that the young man, when we're in our 20s, real talk.
Yeah.
When we're in our 20s, we still growing and we still developing. We're not necessarily found our journey. We necessarily haven't found our niche. So what I read in the letter is he's no longer in his 20s. So maybe the negotiation was, they said under the circumstances, he was saving money and strategizing on finding himself a decent apartment or purchasing some property. So maybe while this young man was out of college, when he was in his 20s, he was living at home. He was to get a job, save your money, so that in the next few years, whether that's 4 or 5 years, maybe that's the next 7, 8 years, whatever that looks like, you can be able to move out and venture out. So what's now has happened is they've had enough for Raymond, because Raymond is an adult. So he's 30 years old. He's going out, like you said, he's meeting women. Well, right. But has he been a mature, responsible adult? You can be an adult by age. That don't mean you're responsible.
Yeah.
At 30 years old, like they said, you need to grow up. You got to find your manhood and your independence. Now,
do you think he should be grown before 30?
I don't think he should be.
Fly guy, watch it. Watch what you say. Watch what you say.
I think he can be grown before 30,
yeah.
But I don't know that he's a responsible adult before 30. There's a difference. You grown at 21.
But what I'm saying is this. This is what I'm saying. Fly guy, how old were you when you moved out of your mama's house?
I was late 20s.
Late 20s?
Yeah.
How old was
I was late 20s.
I was 18.
When I was 18, I was away in college.
But here
I was in college.
I was away in college, but when I got out of college, when I graduated,
when I got out of college, I didn't have a job. I didn't have
so
I needed to live at home with my mom. When I first got out of college,
where
was I going to live?
But no, that ain't what I'm saying though. This is what I'm saying. When did you start to mature? Like when did you know? Okay, here's the question. Did you help your mom around the house?
Yep, always. Pay the bill and everything.
Was you knocking boots where your mama could hear it?
Not if she was home, but nobody home. I had the house to myself.
So answer my question. Were you knocking boots where your mom could hear?
No.
Exactly.
So
what I'm saying to you is, I don't care if this Negro 30 years old. That's old enough.
No, it is old enough. Together. I get it. I'm not denying the fact that he should be out. But I think that based on what they're describing, they gave him some bargain time, if you want to call it.
I think they pacified him. I think they pacified him too long and too much, and now it's overwhelmed them. But they created that monster.
And that could be so, because
no, it is
like you said, so now he's 30. He probably got a space, like most people at his age, in the basement. And so he bringing his company in and out the back. The girls coming in.
And who is these girls he bringing in? First of all, if I was a woman and I'm 30 and you take me to your mama basement, I'm like, what's going on?
Well, first of all, he could bring 19 to 20 years olds in there that don't really care.
Another show.
You know what I'm saying? They it's not you putting too much into Raymond.
No,
You putting too much into the purpose. They there for the night and then they going on.
Yeah,
that's what that's all
okay,
about.
I'll give you that one.
And so that's okay. But what he has to do is respect his parents' home.
But I think they've given him too much leeway, because you have to realize I have a son, right?
Mhm.
My son would never do that. He would never do that. Like, I'm just saying, out of respect. And even when he wants his girlfriend to come by, he'll call. No, listen.
But you think your parents sleep? You know how it go. I'm not justifying it, but you think your parents sleep? It's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and your parents get up, go to the bathroom, and they hear this sound.
Are they deaf?
No.
You think they sleep, but are they deaf?
No, listen.
So why you in there? Why you in there knocking boots and got her screaming to the top of her lungs?
Why she got to be screaming to the top of her lungs?
Because they in the basement, they hear it upstairs. She's screaming.
Well, okay, so if I paint a visual of this, I'm thinking that these people coming in at 2, 3 o'clock it's in the middle of the night. This man ain't doing it 7, 8 o'clock in the evening while they having dinner.
I bet you he doing stuff during the day. I bet you.
Well, if
he ain't got no job.
Well, if he first of all, they didn't say he didn't have a job. They just said it's time for him to go. Now, if he ain't got no job, he really ain't getting ready to go nowhere. He really getting ready to be Lamont Sanford. He getting ready to really be living at home.
Well, don't get down on Lamont. Lamont works.
But I would say to you all, let him go so he can grow. And sometimes, growing pains is the best pain, because he'll grow from that. He'll process. He'll know what to do and what not to do. If he fall down and bump his head a couple of times, then he'll know to step over the crack and not step into the crack.
Now you talking about a 4-year-old.
No.
30. If he fall down and bump his head.
Well, he 30, but you just got through talking about how he acting like a kid.
Exactly. Okay.
So what's the difference?
Touche.
What's the difference?
So basically, though, honestly, the lady that's writing this letter, you guys, and being a parent is a thankless job. Being a parent is a never-ending job. You could think you have it cornered and know what's going on, and it's still, it will take a turn on you, and you're still trying to figure it out. Trust me, I know. You're always trying to figure it out, no matter how old they get. It's just funny to me. I think this is funny because that he knocking boots.
But I don't think he's the first one to do this.
No,
now, he might have just got caught.
No, he's definitely not.
But I believe this is probably going on in a lot of households.
But that's my point, Fly Guy. That's my point. We have to understand. I always tell people, don't love your kids to a fault. Meaning, don't love your kids so much where you think that your kid don't never do nothing wrong. Where when your kid come home, instead of you going to talk to the teacher, you going straight to cuss the teacher out instead of finding out what's going on when you know that little sucker is bad. But what I'm saying is, don't love them to a fault, and do the best that you can to raise them in a way that they will become independent and they will do the right thing. But even when you do that, Fly Guy, and I was making light of it a little bit, Earl, but you're a dad, even when you do this and you work with kids all the time and young people, it's you can never feel like you've done enough. And sometimes they'll always do something and you like, really?
Right. You have to let them soar. You have to let them soar.
No, but he ain't soaring. He chilling.
Well, he's got
he chilling and boning.
He'll start soaring when they put him out.
That is.
That's the part that's gonna have to happen.
And you don't have to put him out to where he's in a position where he struggles. Put him out to a position where I'll give you a little bit of help, but you make him do certain things that are necessary to help him grow, and then you can break off, slowly but surely.
Right. Yeah. Gotcha. That works.
All right. I had to laugh about that letter when she talking about he down there knocking boots while she upstairs. That's just disrespectful on a whole other level.
Look, I think he thought they was asleep, but girl had no woke the whole house up and ain't over till the fat lady sing.
Got him coming upstairs. Right. Got him coming upstairs, beating his chest. I'm a man.
As the year ended, our girl Nicki Minaj spoke during an interview.
She smoked. she definitely smoked
during an interview at Turning Point USA. Now, Turning Point USA, for anyone who is not sure, Turning Point USA is the nonprofit that was started by Charlie Kirk. And we know that Charlie Kirk lost his life on September 10th, 2025. And so Nicki Minaj went with Erica Kirk and she was in an interview, and Nicki got a lot of backlash based on her comments. So she was interviewed at Turning Point USA's America Fest. It was an event that was held in December of 2025 at the end of the year. And Nicki suggested that the left needs to stop putting down white people and that uplifting black women does not require tearing down white women. Nikki also continued to say, I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. The sentiment
Hey,
was
wait.
part of a larger critique of zero-sum racial politics and identity politics that she argues that creates division. So now it was concerning for everybody because Nicki Minaj is talking about beauty in white women and that black women that feel equally attractive and equally beautiful do not have to put them down. However, there was a clip of Charlie Kirk stating that Nicki Minaj is not a good role model for 18-year-old black girls.
Oh.
So my question becomes, why is it that we as African American people seem to always want to appease white America in certain things? Now, it's a whole lot of Karens out there. It's a whole lot of white women out there that don't have anything positive or good to say about black women. There's a whole lot of women out there like Marjorie Taylor Greene that comes at Jasmine Crockett all the time. But when Jasmine Crockett snaps back, then it becomes a problem. So why is that?
So I'm sorry. We have to acknowledge everybody that's on TikTok Live. I'm sorry. We've been doing the show. We see you. We're going to acknowledge you. Juggler said that not all 30-year-olds are normal. So meaning that some people have to, we're not talking about those people who still need to live at home with their parent. We're talking about somebody who's she said he's
able-bodied and capable.
He's able-bodied.
He's just lamping.
And we know he able-bodied because he's knocking boots from here to Czechoslovakia in his mama's basement. So we know he's well able-bodied. So it wasn't like that, buddy. And then this one young lady, she said Nicki Minaj was just attention whoring. So saying that she was just doing this stuff to get attention. And she said Nicki doesn't know nothing about Kirk. Her expiration date is here. Wow. Okay. So y'all
right.
Y'all
see, she
deep.
got that's what
Y'all
I'm saying. So she's right. Her expiration date is
deep.
here.
So
deep. No, that's real because a lot of people were offended by that because here she is.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be, for lack of better words,
thank you for
the
your
soul
response.
of a black woman.
Yes.
You know, you talking Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
And she goes out, and we all know who Charlie Kirk was.
And not only that, he spoke ill about her.
That's what I just said.
So
and we know what he stood for.
Role model,
you know,
females.
Charlie Kirk
like
was,
Queen Latifah,
God rest his soul.
Yes.
He was,
yes.
you know, his non-for-profit was not designed where everybody was treated equal.
Yeah.
And so she goes on with his wife Erica Kirk, who's now sitting at the head of the nonprofit.
That's crazy.
And she does an interview and says that black women don't need to talk against white women. Well, white women don't need to talk against black people. Who told the basketball player to shut up and dribble?
Yeah.
That was a white woman.
Yeah.
Who is the white woman that comes at black America all the time? Once again, her name is Marjorie Taylor Greene. She snaps at Jasmine Crockett. Who are the white people that are predominantly all in MAGA that not only comes at black people, but comes at minority people?
Yes.
Who are the immigrants and the ICE people that's chasing the immigrants? What is the military about that came here to arrest people because of their difference?
Yeah.
And then to take it one step further, why is there no more DEI? Because that was all a part of Project 2025, which was to keep Black America, for lack of better words, in our place.
Exactly. And people act like, and people, it burns me up when people that look like us, that, remember I was telling you earlier about people that have influence,
right?
People that have a voice, people that have a platform. Somebody on here said, I miss female role model artists like Queen Latifah and MC Light. Yes, people that were conscious and that spoke out and that were knowledgeable. the thing is, we have to stop giving in to that. This man talked about you like you wasn't nobody.
And said you weren't a good role
And
model
then
for
you came in.
18-year-old black
If
women.
anything, just don't say nothing.
That part. You don't have to accept every invitation
You
because
don't.
all money is not good
Just
money.
don't say nothing. And don't you know they're using you as a pawn?
Exactly.
Because they say, oh, Nicki Minaj from the African American hip hop culture and community, she's taking up for it, or she stands up for it. Man, you see how black people responding, don't you?
Well, just like the young lady said, her expiration date is here.
That was
We are
cold right there.
now.
That was cold right
We're gearing up for Bad Bunny to take the Super Bowl stage in February. The Super Bowl is coming February 8th, and
What's up,
I am
Metro West Media?
excited, man. So on September 28th, Bad Bunny was announced as the main act of the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show. The majority, if not all, of his performance is going to be in his native tongue. He is going to perform entirely in Spanish. People are outraged against this
I got some
because
Bad Bunny gym shoes.
they don't want the Latina to be on stage, and
Why?
I think it's
Why?
great.
It's,
I think it's great.
why
Bad
can't
Bunny
we-
said he wasn't going to do any concerts in the U.S. because he thought ICE might be dispatched at his
Exactly.
concert venues, and now this man is on the largest stage in the U.S. that the U.S. has to offer.
ICE is
Jay-Z,
gone right now, right?
But that
they're
don't
done.
mean that they can't be dispatched to that concert because he's going to be there. So they'll be looking for people. They'll target that. But Jay-Z has spoke to empower him and encourage him. Everybody is looking forward to it. A lot of people are looking forward to it. Bad Bunny himself is looking forward to it. He's going to show up. He reported during his Saturday Night Live tribute and premiere that he was going to be doing things, and that he found that the fact that he was booked for the Super Bowl as an achievement for the U.S.
It is.
So we talked about,
and
so
you're
right.
talking about the U.S., the United
So we
States
just
of
talked
America,
about
the land of
250.
the free, the home of the brave.
That's
We
part
are
of the
supposed
journey.
I don't care if you're black, white, Czechoslovakian, Spanish. We are supposed to uplift each other and let people use their voice. Let freedom ring. That's what Martin Luther King fought
That
for.
goes back
that
to the
all
journey
people-
to 250, bro. That's what I'm
with
talking
you.
about
I'm
in the
with you.
journey to 250.
And he should,
Equality for
whether
everyone.
let me tell you something.
And for the
If he does
record,
it in,
he's Puerto Rican, and Puerto Rico is a part of the
It's part of the
United
United
States.
States.
I know it's been
Thank you.
implied that we
Thank
don't
you.
know that that Puerto Rico is a part of the United States, but San Juan in Puerto Rico is a
Yes.
part of the United States.
Yes, and here's the thing, right? I don't care if he's singing in Spanish or English. Let me tell you something. People are gonna be rocking out to the beat, to the rhythm, to the sound, because that's how we do. We listen to hip hop. I don't know half of the things they be saying, but the beats be wanging, and I be on it.
We're looking forward to seeing you, Bad Bunny, come out and speak your tongue,
And-
speak your not, spit that knowledge, perform. We looking forward to it. You performed with J-Lo, you performed with Shakira, and so you've already
Man,
got a backbone.
We
and
know
so
his
we're looking
resume,
forward
bro.
to it.
He don't.
Yes.
He good.
Yes,
He good. And I speak
indeed.
for, and I think I can speak for the black folks. He good. And I want to say this, Juggalo, one of the people that's following us all night, commented. He say, "Thank you so much." He said he can't wait to see the performances at the Super Bowl and the new movie trailers and commercials, and all that. Thank you so much for your responses. And speaking of that, that's why I wanted to mention that we're going to talk about sports really quick, because our Chicago Bears. We're not going to talk about the Detroit Lions right now, but our Chicago
They beat
Bears,
the Bears Sunday.
but they're not in the playoffs. Our Chicago Bears will be playing the Green Bay Packers on, is it Saturday or Sunday, the game? Saturday.
Sunday, I think.
No,
I don't know.
Our game is Saturday.
Once again,
Saturday, they will be playing the Green Bay Packers for the
It's like
playoffs at
it's like
home.
a football marathon.
In the NFC
Chicago
wild
Bears
card
versus the Green Bay Packers.
Hey,
It's a marathon.
I'll be watching. Earl, do you watch football? He don't watch. Earl, you got to start watching football, man. You can't be a radio owner and not know nothing about sports. I'll let you know what you need to know. But we got a lot of people. Let's see. The Baltimore Ravens lost to the Steelers, guys. And now the Steelers are division champs. Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, Mike Tomlin, are going to the playoffs. But here's the thing. The kicker from Baltimore, he was a rookie. he missed that kick. And it's a kick that ain't no way he should have missed this kick. But that kid missed the kick. But this is what I don't like. People were giving him death threats because he missed
the
the
kick.
man. Let me tell you something.
God.
First of all, y'all sit down. That's first of all. Second of all, it's just a game. And whether they win or lose, they still getting paid. They're still putting on the show, and somebody has to lose. But for you to give this young man death threats, shame on you, because that's just not right. So to that young man, we're gonna send this clip to you. Keep your head up. Keep God first. Keep doing what you're doing. And know those same people that's talking crazy, they couldn't kick a damn soccer ball in a net 2 feet from them. So take that.
What's going on in the NBA, man?
Oh my God. Houston beat the Phoenix Suns, right? But now check this out. You know, so Kevin Durant, he's hit plenty of game-winning shots over the course of his career, but Monday's dagger against Phoenix had extreme meaning, but it hit different after feeling that he was scapegoated by his former squad, because he plays for Phoenix now. And he used to play. Wait, no,
he plays for the
Houston now.
Rockets now.
He plays for the Rockets.
He used
now,
to play
but,
for
right,
Phoenix.
He used to play for Phoenix. And the thing about this is, when these people leave, they don't got no love for each other. They mad, they trying to get back. But there's like I said, once again, it's all entertainment. And we got to stop taking it so serious, because when it's all said and done, they still getting their millions, they still cool, and you still back here mad. And I got to say about Snoop Dogg. If y'all didn't see this, Snoop Dogg had me rolling. Snoop Dogg called Steve Kerr ejection. He pretty much talked about it live. So Steve Kerr was mad at a call that the ref made. And Snoop Dogg was like, get him, Steve, get him, Steve. And he's like, he said he like a bobcat or something. And he's like, I was like, what the hell going on? But it was cool. It was definitely entertaining. It was definitely fun. And to see Steve Kerr, who's always mild-mannered,
he's
and never
very meek.
For him to get upset like that and get mad, it was something very meek. And these referees, they need to be screened, because they don't do a good job anymore. And I got to give a shout out to my man LeBron James for continuing to do what he do. And
that's my dude. I can't say enough about
off
LeBron.
The chain, man. He has so many stats so many records that he's set and he's broken, and he's doing big things. So shout out to him, and shout out to his son Bronny James, who scored 20 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds in the last game that he had in the G League. So watching him come of age and come of his own, because remember, he would still be in college right now. He would be a junior in college. Awesome. So he's still growing. And he came back from a heart attack. Yes, he had a heart attack. They thought he was never going to play again.
He did.
So like I said, give him a break. My man Shedeur Sanders, he won his last game. I don't know what they're going to do with him over there, because Kevin Stefanski is acting like a jerk. But keep your head up.
Ain't fond of
keep
him.
Your head up. Keep going. And let's just continue to support our people. And when you're watching the playoffs this weekend, just have fun. And do me a favor, everybody. Keep me in your prayers too.
That's right. That's true. So Simeon, take us out on a high note, my brother.
A high note is this. I want to say this to everybody, and I want to say it out loud. If nobody told you today, I'm telling you right now, I love you. And you might say, how can you say you love me if you don't know me? To the people that's watching, I love everything about you. I love you enough to want to see you succeed. I love you enough to want to see you walk out your dreams. I love you enough to see that everything that you put your hands on, it prospers and grows. So I want you to understand and know that someone loves you enough to want to see you be successful. And that's me right here with the Fly Guy on IntellectualRadio.com. Remember to keep your head up and be symbolic and continue to move forward and grow, and understand that it's not about being perfect. It's about being faithful. So if you're faithful, perfection fades off. But faithfulness is on the inside of you, and it comes out. So see you guys next week.
Go get it. It's got your name on it.
For me to calm down. I would dig your grave, but I still won't